Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today the topic is going to be on Brendon Urie and his comeback after like 4 years without releasing any music. So Brendon Urie, he's the frontman of Panic at the Disco, and if you don't know much about Panic at the Disco, don't know why you're watching this, but here is like a snippet, I guess, of, the history. But they were formed in 2004 by Ryan Ross and Spencer Smith. They invited Brent Wilson onto the band, who then invited Brendon Urie to be the frontman/singer of the band. Their debut album was called A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, and that was released in 2005 and was popularised by the song I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. The members left and joined, and then, joined again, left, whatever. And it was due to mostly differences in direction, health issues, finances, very much controversy as well with some band members, and just leaving for new ventures, opportunities. All through that, they were touring, making new albums, which were acclaimed and loved by many people, and was blown up in the charts as well. But I'm sure there was a lot of videos on YouTube which explain this history a lot better. So I'll link them in the description so you can go watch them and then come back to my channel, because this is a good video, okay? Yeah. We're going to start off with some controversy on Brendon Urie's part, because he is the only band member of Panic at the Disco. Brendon has allegedly made racist, misogynistic, transphobic and ableist comments, which is for too many demographics that you are offending. I don't really know why he's done this, but we will talk about what he's done. So firstly, he sung and mouthed the N-word, obviously, like all influencers do. He also said at a concert that he wishes he was born black so that he can wear whatever he wants, because black people can wear what they want and white people can't. Yeah, makes no sense. Doesn't really add up, so.
I wish I was born black, so I can wear the clothes I wear without getting made fun of. Like, hey, I'm white, just give me a pass. And they say, no, you should be black. You could come out with a headband with a dildo on it, no one would say shit. You could see a black dude walking down the street and he wearing some crazy shit, you could be like, oh my god, that dude knows some shit that I don't know yet. That's what's going through your mind. You don't think it, but you know it deep down. So let me be black for like 5 minutes when we end this last song. Alright? Just pretend I'm awesome.
It's a dangerous president, cancels out all the history of black people and what they've went through. Just like, oh yeah, I just want to wear clothes. Like, shut up, Brendon. Shut up. Stupid run as well. Like, what are you talking about? He's also joked about, fans on multiple occasions on stage.
We leave you with this thought. If I see you after the show, I'm gonna fuck you. And I don't care if you want it. I more care if you don't want it. Because then I really want it. Dude.
And has even inappropriately touched fans backstage and elsewhere in multiple Twitter threads. He tried touching my thigh, and at that moment, I was so creeped out. I remember running out of the area and feeling physically sick. I got the train home safely, but for the next 3 days, I felt disgusted with myself. I don't know why. And also paraphrasing a bit, he invited a 15-year-old backstage, and whilst knowing that, started to say she was beautiful, touching her, tried to kiss her, and touch private parts as well. And he has never commented on this matter as well. He also likened Caitlyn Jenner coming out as trans to a stupid woman called Rachel Dolezal, who pretended to be black and Native American and was a chapter president of the NAACP, which is the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People. Relating trans people to transracial people just continues the thought process that trans people are being fake and they're not a real thing, so that they can further fuel their transphobia and hatred towards trans people, which is getting worse and worse now, because some people just don't understand that trans people just want to live their life and be comfortable who they are, It's not a funny joke, and come on. Really? Brendon? Really? Now, with all of that, he did apologise for using the T slur in his apology, but he does contradict himself, saying he would never say the N-word like that, even though he did, and he said it outrightly, and also spends quite a bit of the 1 minute apology trying to make excuses. Finally, Brendon also made an ableist joke made by one of his former bandmates, and even if you didn't say anything, it's still icky to like laugh along with it and like play it off as a joke. So let's go on to the next part, the music. Brendon Urie has released a new song after 4 years of hiatus, and I'm just going to say this now off the bat, the song isn't that good, and it's not good enough for a powerhouse song to come back to for a new album coming out in like 2-ish months. So some of the good parts, I guess, of the song is really like the chorus, which is simple and basically has 2 lines repeated over again saying, "Shut up and go to bed." She said, "Viva Las Vengeance." While researching this video, it's been stuck in my head and I hate it so much. But the song's like a 4 out of 10, maybe a 5 if you're pushing it. But it's underwhelming for like, you know, the history of the whole band, essentially. And I guess the rhythm of the verse is catchy, but sometimes you forget it and have to remind yourself, and that's not worth it, to go and listen to that song over and over again. No, don't put yourself through that torture, please. But that's literally the good parts of the song. Now on to the bad parts. This is my opinion. Don't go complaining like anywhere to me. I do love music and I listen to a wide range of music, and I also play like the saxophone, oboe, a bit of piano. So like a 1% credibility. I genuinely think that throughout this song his voice sounds utterly strained, and especially at like the higher vocal registries. And it's been documented through like concerts that his voice is struggling and does like some of the low parts of his song really high to like impress the audience, and it really doesn't go well at all. I also saw a TikTok video which explains this quite perfectly as well.
One, this man has no vocal coaching that I'm aware of. And while I am absolutely not an expert in vocal maintenance, I know that in order to maintain a very high range, you need some sort of coaching in order to do that. Which I personally think Brendon might think he's a little too good for, but that's besides the point. Secondly, the man has been smoking for years, which, shocker that this happened. But thirdly, is that he abused the ever-living hell out of his voice. At a table for 2, and I just wanna be served. As you can tell, that is very much in the lower sections of his vocal range. Here is how Brendon chose to perform that section of the song. And he had been doing this all night long. Just random times, just hitting whistle notes. And as you can tell, it didn't even sound that great either.
Apart from like maybe the start of the song and the chorus, the rest of the song was just kind of unforgettable in a way. And it's boring to listen to itself. Repeats like the chorus over and over again, and like the rhythm of like the verses like doesn't change it up a bit maybe, and like the bridge, it just goes slower essentially. But he just goes over like this Vegas theme as well, which he's been doing for like years and years, and just adds to like the outdatedness of the whole song and like the monotony essentially. And then also a lot of people do agree that the mixing sounds pretty rubbish and sounds a lot like white noise with a chorus instead of like a whole coherent song which has been planned out. And I feel like a lot of people who like rate the song are just kind of living on the nostalgia of old Panic at the Disco, and they're not really looking at it from like a technical eye, and they're just like, whoa, 4 years gone and now he's posting new music, I'm gonna love this. Which is like, you know, sometimes you need to look at it from a critical eye, I guess. Let's get on to the Panic at the Disco and I Don't Know How But They Found Me resemblance. So if you look at the aesthetic of I Don't Know How in this song, it looks so similar and almost as if Brendon is copying Dallin Weekes for like the whole vibe of this music video. From like the retro vibe to the colour scheme, it almost seems like Brendon's kind of ripping I Don't Know How off by quite a bit. You got the TV screen at the beginning, you got the colour scheme as well, and it just seems like a copy, like I've said. I don't know how does this a lot better, because it looks natural, it fits in with like the whole theme. I guess the instruments they play and how the song sounds, it does fit really into like that 80s vibe. While Brendon is just like, let me just do this because maybe it's be popular and people like a change, so I can surprise them into like liking the song or whatever. But it hasn't worked on me anyways, because obviously I'm the best critic ever in the world, so I'm joking. Dallin Weekes was also part of Panic at the Disco and left to create I Don't Know How. I Don't Know How a lot better than Panic at the Disco, so maybe there's a bit of bias there, but overall I really do think that I Don't Know How is a lot better than Panic at the Disco, and also less problematic, so it works both ways, you know? So that is my, review of Brendon as a person and Brendon with his new song. And as you can see, I hate Brendon and his actions and him, making a comeback after not really apologising for like most of the stuff he's done, and also copying his former bandmate is slimy and a bit, rip-offy, like a cheap copy. Nobody really likes a cheap copy when you can get the authentic thing with a lot less problems. But, well, his new album comes out August 19th, so maybe I'll do a review of his album, but I don't really want to listen to any more Panic at the Disco, especially his new stuff, because it leaves a sour taste in my mouth, because I know what he's done, and I just know that he's not a good person in the slightest. But, yeah, that is my review. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment what you think about his new song if you listen to it, and anything else about Brendon which I might have missed off, or any other like criticisms of his music, because I probably missed out a lot more than I should have. But until I see you again, peace.